It is Sunday morning here at the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Midland, Michigan. I'm the Reverend Jeff Liebman, and normally I would be scheduled to preach, but I had this Sunday off. But I couldn't resist offering at least a mini sermon. You know, I've been watching the Ice Bucket Challenge to support the work of the ALS Association on Facebook with some interest. And while I support those taking that challenge, I normally avoid such trendy viral fads. But now I have a compelling reason to take the challenge and to ask you to join me in supporting the ALS Association's research. This past week, a spokesperson for the so-called American Family Association asked people to stop taking the challenge because of the association's use of embryonic stem cells in its research. Their statement reveals an appalling lack of scientific understanding and a completely callous disregard for the thousands who suffer from this terrible disease, an affliction that causes slow and agonizing death as the sufferer gradually loses control of every bodily function, and the family is burdened with massive medical costs and drained of all its emotional energy. You know, an organization that calls itself the American Family Association and promotes itself as being pro-life should be just as actively advocating for, let's say, an end to all war and huge cuts in our bloated military budget, responsible gun controls, sanctions against excessive force used by the police, a more just and less racist criminal justice system, immediate attention to pollution and climate control issues that will affect all families in the future, an end to the objectification of women that condones sexual assault and domestic violence, an increase in the minimum wage to a living wage, equal pay for equal work, supporting the opportunity for every family to have equal access to quality health care, the rights of same-sex couples to marry and adopt children, just as heterosexual couples do, abortion when the pregnancy threatens the life of the mother, and promoting intelligent sex education for all children, as well as unimpeded access to birth control so that unwanted pregnancies can be drastically reduced. But they don't. All the American Family Association cares about are days-old frozen embryos that do not constitute anything but a potential human life. Embryos that are now either discarded or used for vital medical research, like that performed by the ALS Association. They don't care about real families facing illness, poverty, and prejudice. They don't care about the victims of rape and incest. They don't care about all those people regardless of their sexual orientation and gender identity. And certainly the American Family Association does not care about the families facing this awful illness. So I have invited my congregation to help me oppose the hate agenda of the American Family Association by standing on the side of love and taking the Ice Bucket Challenge and sending $100 to the ALS Association. So come on outside with us and watch us take the challenge.
Dad, I'm sorry.
We are the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Midland, Michigan, and we affirm and promote the inherent worth and dignity of all people, so we will light our chalice in sacred memory and honor of all of those who suffer from ALS, their families, and for all those brave people who are doing the research to try to get rid of this dread disease. So we are taking the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, and we call on all of our Unitarian Universalist friends and members and congregations all over the country to join us. We give you a week to set it up for next Sunday. So, we're ready to go?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3!
Go on.